John Ward here from the Huffington Post along with Mark Blumenthal. We're talking about the big results out of Missouri, Colorado, and Minnesota this week. Mark, what do we learn from Rick Santorum's big wins the other night?
I think there are two lessons that are emerging. One is that Mitt Romney's had a bigger problem in the lower turnout caucus states where the electorates appear to be more conservative, and he's had a consistent problem in the exit and entrance polls with the most conservative voters in those at least in the first 5 states where they did them. Second, he's had a consistent problem with white evangelical Christians, where he's run anywhere from 9 to 24 points lower among those voters. And a big problem with both of those for Rick Santorum going forward is, one, there aren't a lot of caucus states. They're only about 17% of the delegates. And two, in the states where there are large evangelical Christian populations going forward, most of those are southern, and they're places where Newt Gingrich has been running very strong in polls so far.
Right, which could mean a further sort of continued split of the base vote between those two.
Right. I mean, even in some of the polls done in the last week or two, Gingrich has continued to do reasonably well in those southern states.
Yeah. So all of this kind of comes down to CPAC, which is the jamboree of sorts for conservative activists, especially young Republicans. This is going to be 3 days here in Washington, where there's about 10,000 activists come. It's an annual thing. It's been happening since 1973, but it's going to be hard to remember, Mark, the last time that a CPAC actually meant as much as this one's going to mean politically, because you're going to have Gingrich, Santorum, and Romney all speaking on one day. And their speeches are going to be given a lot of coverage. There's going to be a lot of importance attached to the reception that they get from the people in the hall. And then there's a straw poll on Saturday, which will also get a lot of coverage. Al Cardenas, who runs the American Conservative Union, who sponsors this, has said they're going electronic with their straw poll to try to open up more voting, because we all know that Ron Paul's won the last 2. So that's something to be looking for. We'll be there every day with lots of up-to-the-minute coverage for the Huffington Post. Check back often.